Welcome everybody. Now we're gonna start with the fourth unit. Adjectives are used to describe, classify, and give information about origins. They classify or describe people or things. Adjectives describe nouns. Adjectives are always singular, and you can use more than one adjectives. We have also verbs acting as adjectives. Adjectives that end in ing and adjectives that end in eg. When verbs acting as adjectives end in ing, they describe what somebody or something is like. You can say that a grand view of a chair is amazing or interesting. Adjective that ends in id describe how somebody feels. You have to say that somebody feels amazed or interested. No, he's interested in something. Is interested in something. Okay? We have different kind of uses for adjectives. Here we have size, weight, shape, material, and color. If you want to describe something because of your size, you can say that thing is small, big, short, long, etc. If you want to describe something by its weight, you can say that it's heavy, light, medium weight, and so on. Shape, triangular, round, rectangular, square. Material, you can say cotton, leather, silk, plastic, woolen, nylon, metal, gold, silver, velvet, wooden, canvas, china, and so on. And for color too: dark, light blue, yellow, rose, cream, purple, red, blue, green, and so on. So comparative and superlative. Now we're gonna see a comparative. Comparative compare this to that or this to those. It uses er or more, and notice that comparative is followed by than. Some examples of comparative is: she is more beautiful than my girlfriend and he's nicer than Alexander. Ella es más hermosa que mi polola, o él es más simpático que Alexander. You have to notice that you have to use er then than. Well, the superlative is a little bit different, because the superlative compares one part of the whole group to all the rest of the group. It uses est or the most. Here you have to notice that the superlative begins with the. Well, in the comparative, you compare two things, but here you compare one thing to the others. For examples, here we have: Matthew is the most interesting guy in my class, and Patrick is the best soccer player of my friends. To use the comparative or the superlative, we have to classify the adjectives in different groups. Because, or because in this case, they are divided into syllables, and there are different uses for different kind of groups. For instance, one-syllable adjectives. One-syllable adjectives uses er and es. They not use more and most. For instance, we say older, older, oldest, wise, wiser, wisest. Two-syllable adjective we have famous, pleasant, more pleasant, most famous, more pleasant. For most of them, more and most are used. In the case of two-syllable syllables adjectives, we have an exception. For instance, there are some words that use, for instance, er, just er, and there are others that use just more or most. Here we have this case: busy, you say busier, no more busy, usually. Ambitious, you say pretty, prettier, or prettiest. Well, they can use both, but usually they use er ending. And for instance, there is two-syllable adjective that can use both of them, more or most, and er and est. Here, gentle, for instance, more gentle, most gentle, or gentler, gentlest. You can say clever, more clever, or cleverer, most clever, or cleverest. Some two-syllable adjectives use either er, est, or more, most. Some of these adjectives are able, angry, clever, gentle, handsome, narrow, pleasant, polite, quiet, simple, sour, and so on. So for adjective with three more syllables, we always use more and most. Here we have important, more important, most important, interesting, more interesting, and so on. Some we have irregular verb too, or also, like good, bad, much, more, little, far. Good, comparative better, the best. Bad, comparative worst, the superlative. Much, more, the most, more, the most. Little, less, least, far, further, furthest. So we're gonna talk now about the progressive tense, or continuous present. The structure of progressive tense is subject plus verb to be plus verb plus ing and plus the complement. Larry and Susie are the subject, are is the verb to be. Working is the verb plus ing, in the same place is the complement. Larry and Susie are working in the same place. That is the progressive tense. You have to always remember this structure to use it and to explain or to write and use the progressive tense. So we use the progressive tense or the presente continuo to show that an action that is in progress at this moment of speaking. We use this to show a long-term action that is in progress. It may not be happening at this exact moment, maybe it's occurred some minutes ago. And we use this to describe a state or condition, using some verbs such as sit, stand, wear, or sleep. There are some verbs that are not used with the present continuous. These are the non-action verbs or stated verbs. These verbs are groups as followed. First, feeling and emotion, like, love, hate, prefer, want, needs. 2. Verbs that are related to mental states, like think, believe, understand. This all for this time. I hope you have understood everything we have talked, and next class we're gonna see more deeply some things you haven't understood. So let me know by message if you want to know more about any subject, you have any doubt. Okay, so see you next time. Bye bye.